Whale harvesting is often condemned as unsustainable and unethical in today's world. Yet, in isolated spots like La Malera, Indonesia, it functions as a controlled community effort that supplies vital protein and material under local guidelines to limit impacts on whale stocks. With Indonesia's 2029 National Plan of Action for cetaceans, rolling out stricter monitoring and global whale numbers in the Pacific dropping sharply grey whales down 50% to about 13,000 since 2016. These methods could phase out rapidly, so catch this insight into a fading practice while it still exists, and take your documentary seriously. La Malera lies on Lembata Island in Indonesia. Whale harvesting here spans centuries, aiming at sperm whales that weigh 40 to 50 tons and span 15 to 18 meters. These whales get chosen for their bulk and availability in nearby seas. Groups employ wooden boats termed peladang, outfitted with manual harpoons linked to lines. Stand harvesting skips high-tech aids like sonar or engines. Ahead of a harvesting venture, residents perform a plain ceremony for safety and outcomes. Village heads examine weather info and whale paths now altered by warmer waters. The International Whaling Commission's 2025 data shows Pacific whale populations, including grey whales, at their lowest since the 1970s, complicating each harvest. When a whale appears, the primary harvester notifies the crew. One individual stations at the boat's front to hurl the harpoon. The target is a solid pierce into the whale's blubber to fasten it without quick crew peril. This first move paves the way for upcoming trials, where slips can cause boat unsteadiness. Harvesting intensifies right after the harpoon sticks. The whale usually plunges, hauling the boat for hours or miles. One harvester got yanked under but was saved when others severed the line promptly. The rope snapped and I thought we'd lost him to the deep. Incidents like this hit about 10% of harvests, stressing the ongoing threats. Once the whale weakens, extra boats join to drag it to land. The community convenes for the partitioning, starting with skin stripping in wide segments. Beneath sits the blubber, frequently several cubic meters deep, divided into pieces for oil making. A standard 50-ton harvest delivers around 5,000 litres of oil, used in meals, heat and deals. In 2023, Lamellera secured a 52-ton sperm whale, the biggest in a decade, needing 12 hours and 200 villages to handle. Meat follows, carved from the rear and edges into red sections full of omega-3s. Local salt or air dry it for extended keeping, offering protein for months. Innards like the liver and heart get readied and split evenly, optimizing harvest worth. In Japan, via the Institute of Cetacean Research's 2025 quotas of 59 fin whales, up from prior limits, harvesting aids small sashimi output, but Lamellera sticks to non-business demand. Harvesting approaches face rising backlash during protection drives. The World Wildlife Fund's 2025 to 2029 National Plan of Action for Cetaceans in Indonesia states half of major whale types are endangered or at risk, demanding tighter oversight and substitutes. Unlike the mass whaling criticising blackfish, which targeted thousands of whales for profit, Lamellera's harvests are small scale, feeding only the village. The International Whaling Commission's 1986 moratorium prohibits commercial whaling but permits up to 100 subsistence whales yearly worldwide, closely watched to curb overuse. Groups push that these harvests still burden stocks, while natives like Bapak Yos defend their 20 to 50 annual takes as sustainable. His son, a junior member learning ropes, voices worries over climate-linked whale shortages, pointing to recent oversteps from trade in other zones. Harvesting bolsters Lamellira households through fair resource splits, with each harvest enduring weeks in diets. Blubber oil heats dwellings in chillier times, and meat anchors recipes with local seasonings. Shifts are happening though. Indonesia's 2025 conservation blueprint brings in drone usage for whale spotting, lessening direct harvesting needs. In Lamellira, whale viewing trips now pull in thousands of guests yearly. Trimming harvest by 10% and yielding fresh earnings. But still, there's question about entrepreneurs. 10. Japan's 2025 tweaks with lowered brides whale quotas, mixed studies with capped harvesting. The International Whaling Commission advances worldwide options to shield falling stocks. For Lamellira, this means fusing legacy with ecotourism jobs. Whale harvesting in this spot arises from requirement, not surplus, relayed over errors. As outside forces mount, adjustments secure both group persistence and sea regard. Back these moves to uphold societies and guard whales, Yosef's son says. We honour whales by hunting less and protecting more. Join pushes for enduring fixes now.
Hi, friends. Out here, the ocean shows no mercy. Those were the first words I heard when I stepped aboard the Northern Eagle, one of North America's most advanced deep-sea fishing vessels. Capable of hauling 200 tons of Alaska pollock in a single catch, this floating processing factory never stops. But neither do the dangers. As we pushed deeper into the icy, uncharted waters, the temperature plummeted to 31 DGF. Our water systems froze, our nets tore apart in the chaos, and the relentless waves slammed against the hull. Yet, we pressed on. The hunt for larger fish meant survival not just for us, but for an industry dependent on this catch. Despite concerns about overfishing, strict regulations ensure sustainability. Every moment tested our endurance. But as the processing factory below deck roared to life, churning out thousands of frozen fillets, I realized something. This wasn't just a job. It was a battle against nature itself. Would you trade months of your life for a chance to earn big on the high seas? That's the reality for the 140 crew members aboard the Northern Eagle, led by the seasoned Captain Jens, who has 31 years of experience. This floating processing factory never sleeps, and neither does its crew. Out here, your earnings depend on the catch, with the best fishermen making up to $15,000 per month. But would you endure 6 to 7 months at sea, braving minus 22 DGF temperatures and relentless waves just for the paycheck? For these men, it's more than just a job. It's survival, sacrifice, and the call of the ocean. Could you handle life on the Northern Eagle? The reality of fishing on the Northern Eagle is a battle against the sea. Imagine facing 30-foot waves and brutal force 10 winds, all while racing against 70 other vessels for the best catch. That's the reality aboard the Northern Eagle during the peak pollock spawning season. Every trip is a high-stakes battle where experience and endurance determine success. Before setting sail, the engineers work tirelessly inspecting every part of the vessel. A single malfunction in these harsh Bering Sea conditions could mean disaster. But even with top-tier preparation, the sea is unforgiving. Waves slam against the hull and icy winds cut through the deck like a blade. This isn't just fishing, it's survival. So, how will this trip go? Only the ocean decides. Before stepping into the heart of the floating processing factory, let's uncover the advanced technology that makes the Northern Eagle one of the most efficient deep-sea trawlers in North America. Measuring 345 feet long and 52 feet wide, this high-tech vessel is equipped with state-of-the-art sonar scanning systems, capable of detecting pollock schools at depths between 328 and 1,968 feet. Unlike traditional fishing boats, it features real-time tension sensors, underwater cameras, and hydraulic winches, ensuring a precise and sustainable catch. The vessel's massive trawling net, stretching half a mile, can haul in an astonishing 200 tons of fish in a single cast. But what happens next? This is where the floating processing factory takes over, transforming fresh catch into market-ready seafood in record time. Inside the Northern Eagle is a high seas processing powerhouse. Unlike land-based seafood factories that receive pre-sorted fish, the Northern Eagle's floating processing factory handles freshly caught fish directly on board, ensuring maximum efficiency and freshness. The process begins the moment the catch is hauled in, moving swiftly along a 2,300-foot conveyor system. Automated sorting machines categorize the fish by size, while high-speed filleting stations, capable of processing 150 fish per minute, remove heads and bones with precision. Equipped with state-of-the-art freezing technology, the factory flash freezes seafood at 40 DEF within minutes, preserving quality better than traditional storage methods. Unlike land-based factories that operate under controlled conditions, this floating facility must function continuously in unpredictable, stormy waters, making every repair and adjustment a race against time to protect the voyage's profits. On the Northern Eagle, where fishing, processing, and preservation operate as a single system, mechanical failures are inevitable, and when they strike, the entire processing factory is at risk. One of the most vital components is the water pump, responsible for desalinating 172,000 gallons of seawater daily. If it fails, the factory loses its ability to maintain fish quality, causing fish roe to deteriorate rapidly and resulting in substantial financial losses. When breakdowns occur, the crew must act fast. Engineers scramble to repair pumps, restore power, and fix torn nets, all while the ship battles 30-foot waves.
What kind of courage drives crews to face stormy seas for their livelihood? The world of deep-sea fishing unfolds as a gritty saga where hardened crews battle the ocean's toughest waters to catch tuna, king crabs, and salmon. This is their story, a fierce fight to bring the bounty home. In places like Alaska's Bering Sea and Japan's coastal waters, thousands of fishermen power a billion-dollar industry. A helicopter pilot scans the ocean, using sonar and GPS screens to pinpoint tuna schools below. When the equipment detects a dense cluster of fish, he radios the ship. And massive nets drop fast, scooping up tons in minutes. It's high-stakes teamwork, combining raw skill with modern technology. Alaska's nets catch 150 million salmon each year. Fueling an $800 million 0-cents economy. While North Atlantic mackerel hauls hit 8 billion pounds. These catches are the lifeblood of coastal towns. How do these crews tackle the ocean's fury to make it happen? How does a fisherman like John's father wrestle a 300-pound tuna aboard without breaking under pressure? It starts with precision tech, sonar zeroes in on a tuna school, and a purse seine net wide as a city block traps them in seconds. On smaller boats, it's a raw test of endurance. Veteran fisherman Tom Hayes, who grew up fishing like John's dad, recalls his first tug of war with a tuna. My hands burned, but staying calm kept me in control. His lesson focus under stress helps anyone facing a tough job, like repairing a truck or cooking a big meal. It's the same grit John admired in his father, driving these crews to conquer the sea. Unlike wrestling a 300-pound tuna with raw grip, catching king crabs in the Bering Sea's brutal storms demands relentless preparation. Crews lower heavy steel traps to the ocean floor, enduring icy winds for hours. As traps rise, shouts erupt as massive crabs spill onto the deck. Captain Sarah Klein, a 30-year veteran, recalls her mentor's advice. Check every knot or the sea takes everything. That's a tip for any job to secure your setup, like bolting a shelf before loading. After the haul, the crew sorts the crabs, measuring and tossing them into icy holds to keep them fresh. Deckhand Mike Russo shares a lesson from his first trip. Work fast, but careful bruised crabs lose value. That's wisdom for any task, like handling tools precisely. One trap yields thousands of pounds, a hard-won prize. What drives these crews through such grueling seas? While tuna demands grit and crabs test preparation, catching salmon in Alaska's summer surge requires relentless timing. Nets spread across rivers, snaring thousands of fish as they race to spawn. Fisherman Ben Carter, a Bristol Bay native, recalls his grandfather's words, "Time your nets with the tide or you'll miss the run." That's a tip for any task. Plan your move, like timing a garden's planting season. Crews swiftly sort and pack salmon in ice to lock in freshness for markets. One haul can fill a boat, feeding thousands. Ben's care reflects John's pride in his father's craft, sustaining a vital fishery. How do these crews keep the seas thriving for future catches? What does it feel like to conquer the seas and bring home the prize? As the nets are pulled up, fishermen unload tons of fish, their weathered faces breaking into smiles. From Alaskan docks to Tokyo's bustling markets, these catches feed millions and keep towns afloat. Veteran processor Maria Lopez shares a tip from her days on the line. Grade fish quickly and keep them cold. Bruised meat won't sell. It's a lesson for your kitchen too. Treat fresh produce gently to get the most out of it. Sustainability keeps the industry going. Strict quotas, like the £4 million salmon deal between Japan and Russia by 2024, protect stocks. Advanced nets avoid damaging the seabed, and sonar cuts down a wasted catch. Fisherman Jake Carter recalls his mentor's advice: take only what the sea can give back. That mindset, planning for the long haul, applies to everything from gardening to budgeting. These teams aren't just feeding the world, they're protecting it for tomorrow. So what's the lesson from these ocean warriors? Their resilience and savvy connect us all, from the crab trap in the Bering Sea to your next seafood dinner. Do you have your own fishing story? Share it with your friends and check out our channel for more stories from the ocean. These lessons in patience and care are yours to keep.
There are about 200 species of moray eels, living in tropical and temperate waters worldwide, from 1,000 feet below the surface to shallow tidal zones and in fresh and brackish water. Some species prefer to live on sand, coral reefs, or rocks. Moray eels are mainly active at night and rely on their sense of smell to hunt.
In 2001, Wu Xingsheng sought something more than just survival. He wanted a secure future. He then heard about a new venture that promised significant returns: crocodile farming. Reports indicated over 1,000 crocodile farms in China were generating millions of dollars annually. A single crocodile hide could sell for $2,000, 0 cents. A sum that could fundamentally change a farmer's financial standing. This information sparked an idea in Wu Xingsheng. Wu Xingsheng made a significant decision. He sold his traditional farming tools and invested the proceeds into 20 young crocodile hatchlings. He constructed a basic pen for them. The initial phase was challenging. He fed the young crocodiles on fish scraps, learning about their needs through direct experience. He discovered that cold water was detrimental to their survival. Crocodiles require water temperatures around 86 DGF for optimal growth. This knowledge came from hard lessons, but the high value of crocodile hides motivated him. Luxury brands in Europe and Asia consistently sought out these skins. By 2003, his farm had expanded to 100 crocodiles. He was not yet wealthy, but the potential for growth was clear. His neighbors expressed skepticism, believing he would lose his investment. However, Wu Xingsheng recognized the increasing demand for crocodile leather. This was his opportunity for something larger. Wu Xingsheng's initial success was only the first step. The true test involved transforming his small farm into a viable business. Raising crocodiles presented unique risks compared to traditional livestock. Wu Xingsheng himself experienced a close call when a crocodile lunged at him. He spent years acquiring expertise in breeding Siamese crocodiles. This included understanding the precise conditions for egg incubation. Eggs needed a consistent temperature of 86 to 90 dF for 60 days to hatch successfully. Wu Xingsheng mastered these techniques. He managed costs by feeding his crocodiles fish and poultry scraps. By 2005, his farm housed 1,000 crocodiles. He began processing the hides himself, a demanding task. Tanning the skins required precision. One error could render a hide worthless. He diligently learned the processes for cleaning and curing skins to meet the high standards of luxury brands. Each processed hide sold for $1,500, 0 cents. Additionally, the crocodile meat became a local delicacy, providing extra income. Trade reports suggested a single farm could generate $2 million, 0 cents annually. Wu Xingsheng's profits grew steadily. He invested in better equipment and hired local workers, contributing to his village's economy. His daughter was able to attend college, an aspiration he never thought possible for his family. He often stated he pursued this success for her. He also funded the construction of a school in his village. By 2010, his farm stood as a notable local success story. Other farmers began to replicate his model. The worldwide demand for crocodile leather, particularly from brands producing handbags and shoes, maintained strong prices. This sustained demand was central to his growing prosperity. Wu Xingxing had not just developed a farm, he had created an enterprise that reshaped his village and inspired others. Today, Wu Xingsheng's farm is valued at millions of dollars. He exports hides globally and mentors new farmers entering the trade. He frequently states that crocodiles secured a future for his family. His daughter now teaches at the school he helped establish. The village is no longer impoverished. His success led to new businesses and job creation. Wu Xingsheng's journey offers valuable insights for farmers everywhere. His story demonstrates the power of identifying market demand and acting on it. similar to when American farmers shifted to cultivating vineyards or organic crops. The key lay in recognizing the luxury market's need for crocodile leather and consistently supplying it. Wu Xingsheng emphasizes several practical points. Keeping water clean and warm is essential to prevent disease among the crocodiles. Fences require daily inspection to prevent escapes. Most states across the U.S. have tried everything from traditional hunting to helicopters and drones. But somehow these animals continue to evade control. So, what solutions actually work? Today, we're going to look at the clever methods farmers like Tony DeNicola in Texas are using. Check them out and let us know what you think. We tried the old ways first, Tony DeNicola recalls. A few guys with rifles tracking them. It worked for a few, sure, but the numbers kept coming. We needed something that could get the whole sound. That's what we call a family of bores at once. This need led Tony DeNicola, and many like him across Texas, to embrace the corral trap. It's become the most widely used method here, and for good reason. Imagine a circular enclosure, typically 30 to 40 feet in diameter. That's large enough to capture an entire family unit. The walls, usually made of heavy-duty mesh or reinforced materials, stand at least 5 feet high. A crucial detail, because wild boars are powerful animals and can break through weak structures or simply jump out. The real game changer with these traps, for us, is the remotely controlled gate. Tony DeNicola explains, in the old days you'd set a tripwire or a manual release. You'd catch a few, but the rest of the group would get spooked and they'd learn to avoid that spot. Now we can wait, we can watch. This ability to wait is key. A major mistake many make is triggering the trap too early. If you spring it when only a few pigs are inside, the rest of the herd becomes wary and avoids the trap altogether. Experts emphasize that patience during this initial phase ensures the entire group is captured in one go, a critical factor in slowing reproduction and preventing reinfestation. You should only activate the trap once you're certain that about 80% of the herd is regularly entering it to feed. Placement is critical too. Tony DeNicola continues, "You don't just throw it anywhere. We put our traps near creeks, ponds, or trails where we see a lot of visible rooting signs. That's where they're already comfortable. For bait, fermented corn is a staple, but in the summer, fruits like watermelon, peaches are incredibly effective. Tony DeNicola also notes that wild boars are mostly nocturnal, active between 8 o'clock p.m. and 4 o'clock a.m., making this the optimal window for remote monitoring and trap activation. Changing the trap's location every few months can also disrupt the animal's learned avoidance behaviors. While the corral trap is Tony DeNicola's primary weapon, it's part of a larger coordinated effort. The U.S. Department of Agriculture, along with many states like Texas, has invested significantly into control programs. Twin-engine helicopters are often used to cover large areas, providing efficient aerial observation and tracking. For rugged terrains like thick forests or mountainous regions, single-engine helicopters offer better agility and quick maneuverability. Though their high operating cost and significant noise pollution make them an infrequent option. At night, drones equipped with infrared cameras are invaluable, Tony DeNicola says. They let us find those boars hiding in dense forests or open grasslands. Once we spot them, we use high-powered flashlights to identify them in the dark before taking action. Some of these animals can weigh up to 800 pounds, and we've had success using this method. It's a constant battle, no doubt about it. These animals are smart, resilient. But we're getting smarter too, Tony DeNicola concludes. It's not just about trapping, it's about understanding their habits, using technology wisely, and having the patience to do it right. And it's essential we remember that wild boar management requires adherence to regulations to maintain ecological balance and avoid harmful impacts on the environment and native wildlife. This isn't just about my farm, it's about our land, our resources, and our future.
AI technologies are gradually developing and created by human hands. What if each processing factory gradually has fewer people working? Please share your thoughts below in the comments section of this video. And lastly, don't forget to recommend the channel to your friends so they can watch too. Thank you and goodbye. See you again in the next videos. Thank you for watching the video. Are you having any problems with your livestock farming? Please share your comments and questions we are ready to answer. If you like our videos, please like, share, subscribe and recommend the channel to your friends so they can watch too. Hello and see you again. Farming is more than just a job. It's an exciting adventure. Have you ever wondered what goes on behind closed doors? What are the secrets behind raising animals, from modern technology to traditional methods? Come explore this hidden world and learn how farms shape the food we eat every day. AI technology is revolutionizing the animal processing industry in ways we never imagined. From optimizing production processes to improving product quality, AI is creating smart solutions to increase efficiency and reduce waste. But what really happens when this technology comes together with the food on our tables? Explore the mysterious world in this video.